believe we are live. Should be live. Nuno, Jose, Steve, Lander, and Julie, welcome to the stream. Hello, folks, hello. Let's check some camera angles, make sure everything's working all right. Music. Thank you. I need like a button, I need some way of like switching the music.
Here's what I found.
I don't care. I need some button to like quickly switch the volume on music. Anyway, yeah, every time. Trevor, welcome. I don't remember seeing Trevor as a channel member in a previous stream. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Surprise stream. Aren't they all surprise streams at this point? I've got to figure out a good schedule. I'm hoping Tuesdays and Thursdays will work. Thursdays before Steve's stream is what my usual goal is, so. Got me a free one. Okay, so Bearded Bucket last time around. All right, cool. All right. So, we are working on the Nevermore Mini. Damn it. I got to hook up the HDMI cable to that camera. I forgot. I knew there was something I was forgetting for stream. HDMI cable. Okay, now we should be good. Well, it will be in a second. Now we're good. Hello, everybody. So, Nevermore mini parts here on the bench. Printed, I forget when, I forget on which machine. Brent, afternoon from Texas, welcome. The Prusa is running in the background. The Prusa is running some parts for the Trident right now. It is... mini. Yeah, well, there's the thing you got to remember, and there's something a lot of people don't realize. I saw chat a little bit in here earlier before stream saying that this might fit in a V0. I don't think it'll fit in a V0. Wow. It'll just fit in a V0. So, how thick this is... why is that still not getting proper color? 1 second. Output look. Now it should be good. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I fixed it now. Thank you very much. So this thing is chunky. Let me grab a micro, a regular Nevermore. The Nevermore that most folks are familiar with is this one. This is the Nevermore Micro V6, the current version of the Nevermore Micro. But that's the thing that a lot of folks, Maker Viking, welcome. That's something that a lot of folks don't notice or realize. It's Time Machine filming in the 90s. What a lot of folks don't realize is this is the Micro Nevermore, this one here. So this is the smallest of the Nevermores-ish. I think there is a smaller one out there, but, well, there's the single fan version, but this is the Nevermore Micro. So the Mini is sizable compared to the Micro. Like, it's sizable. I did just hold this up against the, I might as well grab it, the LDO Cookie CAD. Dinner time, be right back. Welcome, we'll see you shortly. Carrie, welcome to you too. So, here's the Cookie CAD V0. Cookie CAD V0 here, and the Nevermore Mini it'll fit between the side panel and the bed, but it'll only just fit. But it will fit. I wouldn't recommend this as the setup you put in, because, like, honestly, I don't even know if it'll work. I don't think it will work in a V0 because this is the fan housing that goes on top. I thought the thumbnail was enlarged. Yeah, no, it will not fit. It will not fit in the V0 because once you put the fan housing on the top, you can't stand the cartridge upright. So, doesn't fit in a V0. And toolhead would likely collide, yes. So, won't fit in a V0. But something like Trident, I don't know what, well... Okay, they have a mount for 1515 extrusions, but there are more machines than the Voron 0 that use 1515 extrusion. So, Vishal, welcome! You know, all the printers for Ant builds. There's a lot of those out there. So there's a Micron. Might fit a Micron, exactly. So, don't know. All I'm worried about is fitting it on the Trident. And I've already mocked it up in CAD. It will fit on the Trident beautifully. The Rick, welcome! The Rick and Ebner have joined up as members. Thank you so much for the support to both Ebner and the Rick. Thank you, thank you. Channel memberships are enabled on the channel, and you can gift them, you can join up, support, and it's appreciated. Okay. Oh, news too. For anybody who saw the last stream on the Cookie CAD, take my money. Thank you. The Cookie CAD Voron 0 build. I put out a poll here and on Twitter. Appreciate the content. Thank you. So this machine, I put out a poll whether or not we should replace the frame with a white frame. And, wow. And it was a pretty resounding yes. It was a pretty resounding press. How's the Mark IV treating you? Beautifully so far. So far, so good on the Mark IV. We will be assembling the filter. I'm just kind of chatting for a second. Hello, verbally voting white. Yes. So anyway, white frame is on the way. DLL PDF. If you're not familiar, they do a lot of powder-coated frames. Ordered from DLL PDF. Yes. I did order it. I'm paying for it. There is going to be a top hat. But they are rushing it for me so I can get it this weekend. Sorry, folks, kind of jumping the line. Because I want to try and get this machine to Rocky Mountain. I'm not going to stream the rebuild. So what I'm going to do is gloss white. What I'm going to do is when the frame shows up, I'm going to tear this thing down, completely rebuild it to exactly the same point where we're at right now, and then pick up the stream from there. So from the stream perspective, it'll be, progression, and then suddenly the frame color will change, but it'll be the same progression from there. So hopefully Saturday I'll be able to do that, and then maybe Sunday we'll get back to building this on stream. We'll see how the swap goes. If I'm not streaming, it's going to go a lot quicker for me to swap frames, so... DLL PDF is also sending a white ACM bottom panel, so the bottom panel will be white as well. Hot F and pink, definitely not space gray, yeah. AP Designing Machine, welcome! So, hoping to get that machine to... Here's one I made earlier type of thing. Yeah, pretty much. Probably a question you've asked many times. First Voron, what do you recommend? Oh, Steve Tuffnell, thank you for becoming a channel member. It is highly appreciated. Thank you, Steve. First Voron build, kit or self-source? Kit. Hands down kit. I self-sourced my first 2 Voron builds, and I do not recommend it. You end up spending more money. You nickel and dime yourself into, well, I might as well buy the nicer motor kit, you nickel and dime yourself into the higher price stuff, I found. And then you end up paying for shipping and tax on numerous smaller transactions. And then on top of that, you'll end up missing something. You'll get to a point where you don't have enough screws or something, and it's just gonna be a pain. And your project will be on hold till you get the right stuff. So I really just recommend buy a kit. Buy a kit, swap out like the main board and the hot end if you want to run something different, and call it good, I say. What size is the 2.4? That 2.4 is a 300mm machine. Pulled the trigger and started printing the E3NG parts. Awesome. Showing it off at Rocky Mountain or putting it out for adoption? Showing it off. At the moment, I have no intention of giving that machine away. I want to keep it. I want to keep it. I want to have at least 2 zeros here running. So at the moment, anyway, it's just going to be hanging out. Hopefully. It doesn't have a home right now. I'm going to be at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap. I'm going to be in the Fabrico booth for Saturday, Sunday, handful of hours each day, saying hi to folks and chatting, talking shop. But I don't really want to display that there. I'll check with Hector if he's okay with it if I can't find anywhere else, because like it's an LDO kit, which they do sell, but they don't sell DLL PDF parts, and like I don't really want to be like, oh, here's all these things that Hector doesn't show, but I'm showing sell that I'm showing in his booth. I'm hoping we can get it at the Cookie Cat booth. Hedgehog Makes in the house. I know I saw Hedgehog Makes just had a premiere go live of one of their stream VODs. You can go check that out. Welcome to the stream. Neek, how do I pronounce your name? Nayek? Neek? Thank you. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Only self-source if you have a lot of stuff already and you need to take time. Totally agree with that. Because, like, I'm at the point now where I've almost got enough. It actually dawned on me. It actually dawned on me when I was thinking about it this morning that once I tear down the... I'm cheating on my Premiere to watch this. Welcome. Once I take the frame out of the LDO Cookie Cat Zero build, I will probably have enough parts to build another Zero out of the parts left over. Now that I have a full frame, that dawned on me this week. I probably have enough parts to throw together like a haphazard V0. And maybe we could do that just for the hell of it. A flat smooth PEI. I only prefer smooth personally. Why do you prefer it over powder coat? The finish. I prefer the smooth finish on my first layers. First layers are very often visible surfaces on prints that I'm doing. So I like to have a smooth finish on them. Pronounce it like Neek, like need. Okay, Neek, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Just don't forget to level your bed. Yeah. I've been appreciating the comments on that. If anybody didn't see it on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, I posted a video of slathering my bed in adhesion promoter, and I've been appreciating the comments telling me to learn what I'm doing. I'm like, cool, thanks. Much prefer the texture that textured leaves. Preference thing. Oh boy, the glue video, yeah. Yeah, I especially appreciate the handful of people who are like, I have 2 printers with glass beds. I never need glue. I'm like, cool. I've got more printers in this picture than you have probably ever had. Whatever. Really like the Prusa satin. Yeah, I'm really liking the black kind of satiny PEI lately, but how much glue stick do you like, Mandic? Mandic? Yes. Yes. Okay, so we got the mini here. Let me pull up Fusion so we can take a look at what this is supposed to look like, I guess. I didn't think to do that before stream. Give me a second. Save. Boop. Okay, close. Gotta get the Nevermore. I want to open up the LDO, the Trident project, so you can see where this is going to mount. Link to the stream posted in my Discord. Thank you very much, Maker Viking. Greatly appreciated. Tried the Vision Miner stuff. Works as well as glue stick in my opinion. I don't like Vision Miner. It adheres. That's my problem with it. I use glue stick. I don't use actual glue stick, but I use adhesion promoter as much as anything for a release agent. It helps to remove the print after it's done, because I'm very often, for me, it's very often that I'm pulling a bed out, cracking the prints off of it, putting it back in, and running the next plate of prints like that. I mean, Vision Miner works. It works real well. And honestly, that's my problem with it, is it adheres too well for me, for my liking. Lost my mouse. I'll update this in a few. I forget what. I think it was the glass bed or... this is the fancy Nevermore with the screen. RH3D, welcome! Mini doesn't look so mini. It is not mini. Maker's Mistress thin glue stick. I really like, personally, I've been really liking Bamboo's this stuff. A bamboo liquid glue, I think they call it. They say PLA, PETG, ABS with this stuff, but honestly, I use it on everything. I put that shit on everything. So, the only thing I found it really doesn't work well for is TPU. It doesn't, TPU, like it adheres well for TPU, but forget over adhesion city. So, okay, Nevermore Mini. I'll show the CAD of it. The bamboo liquid glue is pretty nice, yeah. This is going inside the chamber. It is not backpack style. This goes inside the chamber. Or at least in the configuration I'm mounting it in. I don't really see how it would go. It wouldn't go in anyway, but don't put it on your sandwich. Yeah. Bearded bucket. Successful prints, however you get it done, is the right way. Agree. Have to try that bamboo stuff. I mean, the bamboo stuff is basically bamboo's version of Magigoo. And if you like Magigoo, you'll probably like that. And it's cheaper than Magigoo. So, I lost my mouse. Boo. Alright. Open this up. Cool. Alright. I'm gonna share screen real quick. Let me add a source. Window capture. Fusion. There we go. White screen incoming. White screen incoming. So let me move this below myself here. Okay. So here is the Nevermore Mini. I think this is a good view of it. No, it's not. Sorry. Is that better? Still not. Jeez. Okay. Nevermore Mini. So it intakes from these bottom edges here. Intakes both of these bottom edges, and it blows out the top with a single 4028 fan in the top, pulling through. Then the cartridges, behind the cartridges is a HEPA filter. So it draws through carbon, then it draws through a HEPA filter. If I hide the HEPA filter. And then actually it kind of draws air over the electronics inside too. It's not included in the CAD here, but there's a version that you put a WaveShare RP2040 powered screen here, and it can control itself and kind of be a standalone unit of sorts. And it's a touchscreen interface. That's what we're going to be building, the full-on Nevermore kit. 4028s don't have to be loud. There are quiet 4028s. This uses and actually I was surprised. The kit I bought, I bought this kit off of AliExpress. It's linked in the description, the kit that I am using. This kit came from AliExpress, and it actually came with a Sunon fan. So high quality 12 volt Sunon fan. It's a 4028, yes, but it's a quieter one. I think it's rated at like low 30 decibels. So that's one of the things. A bigger fan can, like, we're used to 4028s being loud, but there are quieter ones as well. Not everybody wants their server screaming. So, that's the fan. I was really, it seems to be a real Sunon. I mean, it came from Blue Roll on AliExpress. I was shocked because I was kind of shocked. I bought this kit. I think the kit with the WaveShare screen, all the hardware you need to build this, and the fan, where the heck do you mount this? Or like in the machine, I'll show in a second. All the hardware and everything was like $30. So this Sunon fan, if I was to buy this Sunon fan from like DigiKey and this WaveShare screen off of Amazon, they would have cost me $30 for the two of these. So, it looks a little bit like a Roomba. I'm pretty sure the filter probably is for a Roomba. Came with a HEPA filter. Actually even came with carbon. Came with carbon. Supposedly everything we need to put it together, we'll find out. But yeah, even those two main components would have cost me as much as this entire kit did. So link is in the description. That is an affiliate link to what we are building. Both the STLs, the CAD files, all that. let's see where it's going to mount in the Trident real quick. So mounting this into my Trident build, which is what this is going into, the Trident LDO Cube 300. Instructions, share. Okay, so it's going to mount in the back, exactly the same place a Nevermore would mount if you mounted it to the frame. I printed this in ASA. I printed the parts in ASA. So yeah, that's where it mounts. Back there, at the back of the machine, next to the Z-axis. And then it draws in cool air at the bottom of the chamber, and then expels it out the top. So this should really help to equalize chamber temperature as well. Oh, shit. Sorry, folks. I can't see where you can't see while I'm doing this. Okay. That's better. Yes, back there at the back corner. So it intakes from the horseshoe shape all the way around the base and then blows out the top. So I thought it was for the V0. Yeah, it won't fit in the V0. So where the spool would go if you had an internal spool. Yes. I really kind of wanted to do an internal spool, but then I was worried about like having to have the bed all the way up just to change. Like I do a lot of color swaps or changing filament mid-print, and I didn't want to end up with the bed blocking the spool and not being able to change it. So I'm going to go with an external spool holder. So yeah, but okay, let's get to building this thing. One of the many problems with this is a major beta. Did you talk about the, Just G? I did talk about the, tool head fans and auxiliary cooling. Even gonna enclose this. Totally. Getting it enclosed. Yes. It's mainly meant to print ABS and ASA. So, even ABS and ASA need a heck of a lot of cooling when you're pushing a lot of flow and a lot of speed. Yeah, so. I'll watch the VOD. Just G, I can really quickly tell you, we're going to a white frame. It's black still. The white frame is on the way from DLL PDF. They are rushing me one, so I can hopefully have that machine at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival with me. Hopefully. I don't know where it's going to go so far. Farther stream, no cat. Well, here's the dog. The dog's sleeping at my feet. Bean, come say hi. And yes, Jean was sleeping. She just took the bed with her when I picked her up. There you go. Just finishing up all the parts for the Stealth Max S. Put it next to my Micron. Oh, Hedgehog, where are you displaying? Because I don't have... I want to put it in the CookieCAD booth, and I reached out to CookieCAD. Jean, you have to... I reached out to CookieCAD. They haven't gotten back to me. Jean's bigger than the dog. Yeah, she's taller than the dog. She's lighter than the dog, though. Just a maker table. Okay. Well, I'll reach out to you after stream. I want to hit up Nathan, because if I can get it in the CookieCAD booth, I think that makes the most sense. But they haven't gotten back to me about whether or not they're going to do that. So, yeah. Sudden cat and dog. Surprise! Cat and dog. So, yes. Demanding pets. Yes, they are. I'll have space if you can't find space. Cool. Bearded bucket. Thank you. So I'll just figure on getting it there. Yeah, they'll want it if they have the space. My only problem is I don't know if they have the space. You know, they might have their whole setup totally laid out already and not have any space for it. So, okay, there are like no instructions for this currently. So, to my knowledge, the only like even close, thank you, Bean, the even close to instructions is a video in German right now on YouTube. So, just on time. Yes, we are getting to the build. So welcome. Not really missing anything. Oh, you're late for snow delay. Hi, Bean. Thank you. She's like, well, if you're gonna freaking drag me up here, then you're gonna pet me. Okay, currently there are like no instructions, so all we've got is a YouTube video. Round trip ticket to Denver for $128. Yeah, my flights to Denver were surprisingly affordable. It's then you got to get from Denver to Loveland, Colorado, which isn't crazy, but I rented a car personally, but yeah. instructions are just somebody else's opinion. Wing it. Well, there's a lot of wiring going on inside of here, so I'm not too sure about winging it. We'll find out how that's going to go. Because I think we've got to wire all the... Nope. Oh, it looks like it might be pre-wired. Oh, okay. Or at least pre-harnessed. My biggest gripe with Nevermore was the lack of instructions. Yeah. Little known fact, cats speak German. You know, I would not be shocked in the least if Jean speaks German. But whether or not she'll share the information with me in an intelligible manner, questionable. So, all right. So that's the wiring. There's... Oh, my speakers are on the computer. Config file and programming macros, that's a pain. Honestly, I've had pretty good luck with the existing pre-configs. I think I'm good to... All right. Okay, there's kind of what we need to start with. The RP 2040... I've got this piece here. Back to main screen. There. This piece here is our faceplate where the wave share will mount into. So wave share goes here. Yeah, wave share goes here. And I got to put a couple of heat press inserts in here to retain it. So let's do that quick. Fire up a soldering iron, grab some heat presses. Did this come with them? It did. The hardware kit came with them. Cool. Cool. It's just a grab bag of hardware and everything in one little baggie, but hey, it's better than not. Better than not having them. Hygiene. Thanks. Helpful. Very helpful, kiddo. Thanks. Gene. I'm gonna have to put you down soon to start heat pressing these in, kid. God, you are so soft right now. She's so soft and fluffy right now. Probably spring shed coming in. Doesn't everybody else advise against putting electronics in the chamber? I'm not too worried about that. And also there's the factor of these electronics being in the chamber are also mounted like this far away from the fan. So they'll be pretty much actively cooled continually whenever this is running. So whenever they're under load, they'll be cooled. So. Stepping on something. You drag me up here, so I'll be in the way. Yeah, you're pretty much right. Time to go, Bean. I got a heat press. I know. Back to your bed. Oh, the dog's in the bed that I picked her up from. John, welcome. Inspector Meow. Okay. So I need to heat press inserts, and I don't like doing that with her on the bench. So. All right. Okay, there's a toolless, hardware-free installation for the fan. Again, it's a Sunon 12-volt fan in here. I think I need to cable manage the wire through the side. through here. This little management point. Come on. Go, go, go. Hate these little things. Trying to get the wires through them is always a pain. Got one. Why? Did you figure out how the critters turned on the TV? Oh, Jekyll's coming in to inspect too. Yes, last night, if anybody didn't see, I posted that the cats turned on the TV and were watching my streams. Ruby brought the dog down before bed, and she found them on the couch watching it. I know what happened. We do yoga every night before we go to bed, so we can stretch because we're old. And Maker Viking, catch you later. Thank you for being here. Figured it was a ghost. I mean, it's an old house, could be. No, it was because we do yoga every night. The TV in the room where we do yoga has a really spotty Wi-Fi connection for no apparent reason. Like, there's an access point feet away, like 10 feet away from it, clear line of sight. It makes no sense that it has such bad Wi-Fi, but it does. And last night it was being especially bad. So Ruby tried to cast our yoga from her phone to the TV, and she accidentally cast to the TV in the living room, and it actually fully turned the TV on and started playing for them. So, Maker Viking, thank you. Remember everybody to like the stream. Much appreciated. Whoop. Sorry, Bean. Stepped on her tail. Okay. A few more heat press inserts. So yeah, that's where it came from. Now, I got the wire up in this thing. So, it's just got these two little tabs inside of here. And this just fits between them, spaces them out, and then should slip down in there. It's hitting a little bit. Yep, there we go. A little more. Ooh, this is a tight fit. Come on, you can do it. It looks like the corners are filleted too much for this fan. I think I gotta nip the corners off of here. The corner inside of here, this is a beta unit, like the whole thing. Bad Apple Monster. Nope, I haven't tried it yet. I haven't really gotten out much lately. So the corners inside of here, I think they're filleted just too much. They're rounder than the corners on the Sunon fan are. Again, beta unit, beta test. So, is it loud? Yeah, I'm gonna round them a little more. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing something before I start hacking the fan. Nope, I could pretty clearly see that this just is overlapping the corners just a little bit inside of here. So, okay, time to nip the corners a little. I could do this pretty and sand them, but I'm just gonna do this. Daniel, welcome. Is the fan loud? It should not be loud. I did look it up before. I looked it up when it came in. It's a quieter Sunon 4028. It's not a super loud one, but by the nature of a 4028, they can be quieter and still have plenty of static pressure. So I'm not worried about that personally. Don't mind me just hacking the corners off of this brand new fan. Okay. How deep is this housing? I want to make sure that I don't think I need to nip the top off. No, I don't. So that was all I needed to do. Okay, now let's try. There we go. Now it's slipping right in. Oh, okay. I see what they did there. It's actually designed so there's little tabs catch the fan top and hold it right at the height it's supposed to be. So, I mean, it's in there solidly. I don't feel like it's going to come out of there in any way or anything, so. All right, there's our fan installed in the housing. And I can set that aside. A few more heat inserts into this faceplate. All right. I wonder. Huh. Yeah, when I turn my soldering iron off, it affects that camera because that camera is plugged into the same outlet as my soldering iron, I think. Interesting. That's the first I've seen that. Oh. The up-close Osmo. Well, here, I can maybe get you a better view of the fan from this angle. So, there's the fan installed. It's got these little clippies to each side that you have to get out of the way to slip it in. Yeah. So, there we go. Beta unit, did you get recruited by the Star League? Last Starfighter reference. No. It's an open beta, you know. Effectively, the design's not 100% complete, but the parts and designs are out there, so. Tried your method of salvaging heat inserts last night, went back to the long screw and brute force. Alright, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. Yeah, it's an open beta. I just mean that the design's not finished. They're updating it. They've updated it a couple times since I started printing the parts for it, so hopefully everything fits together properly. I already found early when I first started to print this part, actually, there was a pretty glaring error with the model, and I had to reach out to them to get them to update it. What does my power inlet look like? You mean on the Trident build? Do you mean on a Trident build because the LDO, or do you mean because the error? I'm forgetting. Not LDO, the stealth skirts don't have. You mean because the stealth skirts don't have a filtered option? I'm just using the one that came with the LDO kit, which is not a filtered power inlet. So that's what I'm using. I thought about modifying it and making a filtered option. I didn't feel like going through all the effort. I'm just going to run the non-filtered. I run non-filtered on a few machines, and I haven't really had trouble with them, so. Am I missing anything? Nah. Trev, hello! Welcome! Welcome. Okay, so now there's a little retainer piece that holds the wave share screen to this panel. So the wave share screen fits into here. I should peel it, I think. I don't think I'm going to be able to peel it once I stick it in there. So, let's switch to the Osmo. Shouldn't have to run filtered since mean wells are filtered. Okay. That kind of makes sense. I don't know. Not my area's specialty. Okay, so there's an opening in here, and this just really fits in there. Just kind of fits into there, and then there's this retainer piece that just mounts like over top of it. Yeah. Alright, that's not bad. Domenico, welcome, hello. Thanks for popping by, and even if it's only for a moment. Thank you. Okay, so a little retainer piece, and that should be it. Alright. Let's see. How to find the right hardware for this. Looks like whatever the shortest stuff this kit comes with, probably. Couple of M3x6s. That's likely what we need. PETG or oh, I'm sorry, Tev. I mispronounced your name before. I dyslexiated that. Error. PLA or AS or PETG for cosplay. I think I agree with the Rick. ABS or ASA would be my personal go-to, but you need machines capable of printing it. If you do not have that, I would probably go with PETG. It won't sand quite as easily as PLA, but it'll hold up better in the sun outside. PETG is a bitch to paint. It is really. You know what? You're right. I'm not thinking about that enough. PETG is really slick, and coating it is a nightmare. That's a very fair point, Domenico. In fact, I've never used it because I don't do cosplay stuff. I would like to play around with some of that in some videos in the future, but can't glue it. There are PETG glues. Gloop makes a PETG glue. Polymaker error. Polymaker has COS PLA, COS PLA, that they have made specifically for cosplay stuff. I don't know how good it is. I've heard mixed. No, I've not heard mixed. I've heard good things, but not a lot. So don't know for sure. But it's supposed to be easier to sand and I think a little bit cheaper, so that it can, because you're going to go through a lot of it, you know. And it's basically just your base for what you're building. Off Earth props preferred PETG over PLA, but does mostly ABS ASA now. Yeah. Seen helmets deform at Fan Expo. That makes sense. That does make sense. Okay. I wonder if there's room inside of this whole setup to put a heatsink on the RP 2040. It looks like there should be. Never used ASA, but I used ABS, and it sands beautifully. You're going to paint, most likely. Wouldn't that be okay for cosplay? Sure. ABS and ASA are interchangeable, pretty much. That is pretty much accurate. My voice is strained today. I don't know why. I'm going to see if I got a little heatsink. I know I have a little heatsink to put on the RP 2040 in here. I might as well. My little assortment of heat sinks just for this application. Which is the smallest one I got? Is that too big? Make sure I'm not bridging any contacts or anything. Yeah, that seems fine. ASA mask, they came out incredible. I personally adore ASA. It's my favorite material. I print stuff in it that doesn't really make too much sense just cause. Don't really have the ability to create proper ventilation in your room. Totally understandable. PLA's fine if that's all you can print. ABS is better, but you're not going to be, but it's not going to be as easy. Okay, Bearded Bucket chiming in there. So it sounds like most folks are kind of leaning toward PLA as your better option. I know I wasn't thinking about the painting option. Domenico was right. Can we get some Jean time? Jean was just up here. She just curled up on the couch. Baby girl, you're being called for. She was up here right before you came in. I took her off because I was doing heat press inserts. Okay. Let's throw a heat sink on the RP 2040 on the back of here real quick. So that's not getting too hot. Jean, what you doing, baby girl? You want to come over here? You want to yawn. Okay. That's good. That's important. My timing is whatever the opposite of impeccable is. I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay. So we've got the screen mounted now. So this will be visible in the back of the machine, and you can also touch it. Sounds like a cat cam is needed. I really do need to set up a cat cam. And then on the back, we got the electronics, RP2040. I just put the heatsink on. I mean, it comes with, the kit that I got anyway, came with this little breakout cable pre-terminated to DuPont's. So I can plug this in. Is that right? I think that was right. Let me check. Yeah, it's got to be it. Cool. Jeannie Bean, what you doing? She's very busy cleaning herself. Hi. Very busy. Do not disturb. Same screen as you could put in a stealth burner. Similar, but not the same. The Konami. I've got some here somewhere. I know I've got a couple of them. Ah, there it is. There it is. Found it. As I'm sidetracking too much. Yeah, so the Konami screen for the stealth burner, I'm sure somebody's probably worked. It's the same size screen. Does this have an RP? No. This uses an ESP32 for communication, as far as I'm sure. I think. And similar, but not the same. Very similar, but not the same. So. And they're the same size. That's positive. That's something. How do you dial in your PETG first few layers? I use Prusa Slicer and Overture and make sure it's in a filament dryer. Same way I do everything else. Don't really know what to say particularly special on PETG. I find PETG does want slightly looser Z offset, so not like cramming it into the bed. I've also been known to print a thicker first layer on PETG sometimes, like 0.25 millimeter instead of 0.2. Can help. Oh, Donald Sayers, you asked, is the version of your Galileo 2 door using the latest CAD? It's using the CAD. I don't know if it's the latest CAD, but it is using the CAD release from when they first released CAD. I haven't looked if there's been an update since then. I designed it, like the one that's on my machine, I designed by sitting down with a pair of calipers and measuring, and I made like 6 or 7 versions till I got it right. And then when CAD released, I mocked it up. I took the version that I had created and mocked it up, and it was very close to the CAD version. So I tweaked it and made it fit the CAD, and then I released it. So I fit it to the CAD. Whether it's the current CAD, I don't know. Okay, what are we doing next? We got the screen in here. We got the wires on. Let's take a look at the instruction thing again. The video. They're using this cable thing that's on here as a wire separator. Oh, okay. There's a little PCB or something. A breakout for the USB, it looks like. Okay, I gotta look at the wiring diagram. I do believe... Man, my voice is angry today. It's straining already, and we haven't been going for an hour? 49 minutes, yeah. Vocal spray. Tastes like crap, does help. I took a door off of my stealth burner, makes it look hot rod. I'm going to design a fan version of my door for the SB2209, because my SB2209 runs hot. When my chamber temp gets up to a decent temperature, like mid 40s, the SB2209 is running at like 95, 98 C. So I'm going to be designing a fan mount, a fan version soon. Whenever I do the overhaul on my machine, it'll be getting a fan. Okay, there's a few PCBs we got to solder yet. 260 for PETG. Damn, that's hot. I'm used to what am I used to? I'm used to Greengate 3D PETG, which prints really, really quite cool. What do you think about the Trudon? Not sure if you saw Hedgehog Makes Stream. No, and it's live. His premiere's live right now, I believe. No thoughts. I don't really have any thoughts on it. I haven't used one, haven't played with one, no idea. Haven't played with it at all to give any particular input or thoughts on it realistically. Oh, is that to the sensor? Okay, so there's another part of the Nevermore Micro, or Mini, the Nevermore Mini here. There's another piece to this whole puzzle. Nevermore Mini also has which board? If it's the Mellow V1, turn off the LEDs. The 5 volt seems to make it super hot. It's the Big Tree Tech SB2209. Haven't tried playing with that. That could make sense. It's the SB2209, so it hasn't acted up, but I did have one die on me already. Whether or not it died because of that running hot, I don't know. I think my previous one didn't run as hot. The new one does. So, okay, there are a couple of PCBs in here because there's also a provision in the top of this. There's these 2 ports up here, so you can either put LEDs in there. You can put just a plug in there if it doesn't really do anything other than fill space in there. Or you can put a sensor in, and you can put in a VOC sensor. So, yeah. But it came with 2, right? It came with 2. I don't know which one's which or what they are. I'm going to take a look at the AliExpress page real quick and figure out what I'm missing here. Why'd you come with 2? BME 280 and an SGP 40. I know an SGP 40 is a... No, they both mount in the top to my knowledge. I think SGP 40 isn't a VOC sensor, is it? One's temp and humidity, the other is VOC. Okay, that makes more sense. There are 2 holes, so it could be that. Let me look at the wiring diagram for this. Go to site. Getting a warning from YouTube that we're leaving the site. Okay. This is the printables page for this whole project. By the way, it's linked in the description. Nevermore Mini. The wiring diagram is down here. Okay, yes, you were right, Bearded Bucket. The SGP 40, I was wrong. That is the VOC sensor. And then there's a temp humidity sensor that is the BME 280. Okay. Got it. So, oh, do they wire together? That's weird. Might be different for your kit. No, you're right. That's what it is. At least that's what it is in my kit. It is an SGP 40 and a BME 280. So Are we supposed to wire those in series? I guess they're probably working off like a serial connection. Okay, I gotta solder up the headers on these. They did not come soldered. So I gotta solder the pins to them. I can do that. I know a person. I know a person who can do that. There's also a little power transformer that comes in the kit because you need to step 5 volts up to 12 volts for the fan. The fan is 12 volts and it the design works off of 5 volts. So there's a little PCB that comes in here for stepping up voltage to a little transformer. Tooty little transformer. Come on. Ay. It's like stuck. One of the pins got stuck in the plastic bag. Now I can't get it the fuck out. Okay, there we go. Little transformer. Tiny little coil on there. Interesting. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna. Oh shit! Something just fell in my trash can. Damn it! There we go. This little soldering helper thingy, part of it fell into the trash can, one of the alligator clips. But I don't think that one's going to be very useful for what we're trying to do here. We need to get closer together, so this base station one will be better to solder this. Now, which way's up? Looks like that side's a sensor. Looks like that side's a sensor. You can run them in series because it's an I2C bus. Got it. Got it. That makes sense. So, yeah. Both of these look like the sensors on the top side. So I guess that's how I'm going to wire it. Something just fell in the trash can. God damn it, Jekyll. Yep. Our scapegoat's at it again. Scapegoat's at it again. Okay, where... I just want to double check the way they want these in here. It doesn't really show it. Let me see if the video shows it. Looking for a close-up view of the sensors. Yes, okay. I was right. Sensor kind of sort of up. I'm not going to be able to show that on camera, but I'll try. Pretty much impossible to see, but in there. All right, Domenico, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Catch you later. There's a sensor on this side. This side just has some caps and transistors. So this side is the one we want with a little sensor up. So I got to solder the pins facing away from that, so it'll go into the housing correctly. Knocked over my damn okay, let me grab some flux real quick, give this a quick spot of flux. Quick clean of flux. Flux has seen better days. I don't have a flux brush around, so I'm just going to use a paper towel on those pins, or where those pins are going to be. Okay. In you go. I need to hold this with the helping hand so that the pins stay where they need to be. Use another... I don't know if this angle is going to be good right now or not. Oh, you froze. Dang it. This close-up camera froze. Alright, let's see if that's any better. Flux brushes are overrated. Just dip your, stink the whole PCB in the tub. Not a bad call. Not a bad call. It'll get the job done. Okay, it's still frozen. Let me adjust it quick. See if I can get it back. Hey, there we go. I just had to flick it. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Have you tried turning it off and on again? Start heating up the soldering iron while it's in my hand, because that's bright. Flux syringe, that works really well. Alright, that's a good idea. A little more controlled, probably. Controlled application. Where did I just put the other alligator clip here? I wanted to clip this side. Oh, here it is. I'm going to use this to kind of clip this together a little bit. Ah. There we go. Sit a little free, a little flatter. I don't really know if that's helping you folks see too much, is it? The focal distance on this feels like it's a little too close. So I'm going to adjust the other camera angle quick, get a better close-up while I solder these, and then we'll continue. Okay. There we go. That's much better. Like those flux pens, they work like a paint pen. All right. That's rule number 1 in IT. What's that? Turning it off and on again? Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yeah. Okay. I should have solder. I didn't grab solder. Step 1. Okay. Now I'm ready to solder these. There's 3 of the 4. Did you try leveling the bed? It's the 3D printer equivalent. Yeah, you're not wrong. I love the IT crowd. IT crowd was so good. I wish it'd dry your filament. That's the second one. All right. We got our terminal soldered. My soldering skills are significantly worse. Having the right tools makes a big difference. Having a tools at hand. Okay, so there's our first one. This is our BMT 280, so that's the temp and humidity sensor. Temp and humidity. All right. Get a little flux on the other one. Bad workman blames his tools. I wholeheartedly disagree with that sentiment. As a former professional fabricator for most of my adult life. Quality tools make a difference, and you cannot tell me otherwise. All there is to it. Sure, a highly skilled technician, a highly skilled fabricator, whatever, craftsperson can make a cheaper tool work better and probably quicker, but a higher quality tool will make everybody's work better, in my experience. A good workman knows when to blame the tools. Yeah. I mean, I've worked in shops where they had like a shear for cutting sheet metal that was worthless. It was totally worthless. It would not cut metal. What am I going to do? I can adjust it till the cows come home, but if the blades need to be sharpened, it's the tool. So, I get the sentiment. It's actually just one of my pet peeve sentences or statements. Especially my dad. You know why? You know why it's a pet peeve? I can be honest with you. The reason it's a pet peeve. Good tools can override experience. Yes, they can. I have firsthand watched when you give somebody a quality tool, they can do a better job. I'm just an agent of chaos. That's fair. That is totally fair. The reason I have the biggest pet peeve with that sentiment or that old adage is my dad. My dad uses that old adage as an excuse not to buy quality tools. If you have ever struggle bust with crappy tools, you know. Yeah. Yeah, my dad always uses that as an excuse to not buy higher quality tools. It's kind of his thing. Poor craftsman blames his tools. Yeah, well, okay, sure. I need better soldering tools. Yeah, honestly, these helping hands and a good quality soldering iron. Nice pictures you have. Must be a really expensive camera. Yep. A good quality soldering iron makes a big difference, in my opinion. You will struggle with a 20-watt cheapy soldering iron. Investing in a quality one really makes a difference. This is a 60-watt unit from Weller? I forget. This is part of their professional line, but they do have a more affordable version of this in their hobbyist line that's still very nice. TS100. Yep, that's what I have. That's what it is. TS100. I want one that shows the exact temperature. Yes, that's what this does. Right now, I got it set to 350. Yes, this one shows the exact temperature. Let me grab real quick the one that I'm thinking of. I'm sorry, no, it's not a TS100. It's a WE1010. Mine's a WE1010, but it's not a big price difference, but they do have one that's a little more affordable and still, it's basically the same features. It's just their budget line, not their budget, their hobbyist line. Dropping it in the chat. If I can get back to the chat. There's that one is their hobbyist version, and then the one that I have is the WE1010, which is the newer version of TS100, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, it's only like $15 more. I would probably just get the more expensive one, but that's me. Give me a Devil Bliss DV1 over a Harbor Freight spray gun any day. Yeah, Harbor Freight tools have their place. It's just not making your living. I've got a handful of Harbor Freight tools that I quite like, but I'm not making my living off them. So, if I was, we'd be having a different conversation. Okay, so these little adaptery pieces. not me over here. You can solder for less. Yeah, a pine sill. I've had good luck with the pine sill. I need to get one. I should get one. Okay, so these little adapter pieces, little printed pieces at the board. What the heck? That doesn't seem right. Oh, there's two different ones. Okay. Are the two PCBs different sizes? I thought they were the same. They are the same. Okay, so I got to print a different one of these. That's okay. Harbor Freight is great to test the type of tool. Solid response there. That's reasonable. Test whether or not the tool does what you need it to do, and then you can go from there. What the heck is with this? There's like a... I think this is a inbuilt support, it looks like. What's the camera that's visible in the wide shot? That is a DJI Osmo Action 4. It's the Osmo Action 4. I can change to that angle real quick. It's not the prettiest picture by any means, but yeah, it works. It gets the job done. So there's this little housing that the PCBs fit into, and I need to print. I printed. There's two different size ones. I printed each size. I should have printed two of the bigger ones. The smaller one doesn't fit my PCBs, so my fault, printing the wrong parts. Or maybe the bomb one is a different size. Don't know for sure. Don't know for sure. Honestly, I'm not too worried about the temperature and humidity sensor. I'm more worried about the VOC sensor. I might just install the VOC sensor because I don't feel like soldering and crimping the rest of the wires for the other pin header right now. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I think I'm just gonna install the not this one. This is the humidity sensor. This is the VOC sensor. I'm gonna put the VOC sensor in because I've got chamber thermistors in this project already, or I will have chamber thermistors. So, you know, kind of unnecessary. Still some support material left in this little boogered corner here. Yeah, use a... Yeah, I think this blade might be having it. Might be about done. It's an inbuilt support that kind of printed a little funky because there's a bolt spot in this corner to hold the sensor in place. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, now screw to put that in, or to put in that. I'm just going to use the smallest screw it has, so I don't see what else to use. Smallest screw it's in here is what I'm going to use. Ooh, what happened over there? My 2.4 layer shifted real bad. That's sad. Let me grab the Osmo and I'll show you. Whew. I don't know. I didn't hear it crash or anything at any point. All right, there's that. Need good X-Acto knives instead of box cutters. Yeah, probably. You're probably right about that. I'm gonna switch to this camera real quick, just to show you how bad the 2.4 layer shifted. It looks like all the parts I cared about might be salvageable, so we'll see. So sorry if this gets a little funky for a second here. Hi. Okay. Move the microphone so it can pick me up a little bit over here. Sorry if it's a little shaky. hot. There's Gene. There's Gene. Switch back. I don't know what the hell happened there. That's quite a bit of a shift, yeah. And the funky part is, exclude objects of game changer. I didn't see it. That's the problem. I didn't see it happen. I'm not mad. It's impressive. Yeah. And the funny part is, I don't understand why it shifted because... all the trouble... maybe these shifted it, but they're not shifted. Or are they? I think they might be. I think these might have shifted it. Impressive recovery, though. That's a good point. Like, it finished the print... switch camera. It finished the prints on up in thin air. The top of these things. But, yeah, a bit of a bummer. It's a unicorn filament. Yeah. Is what it is. Preview. I printed the HGX extruder parts. It's because of the glue. The glue haters probably. Belt slip during printing? Who knows? It was the calibration cubes. I put a couple of a handful of calibration cubes on this print bed to force the transition of the filament color. So, you know, more. Oh, move this into camera better. So it would use more filament on this print so that the colors would transition more. Because it's a transition filament, you got to do stuff like that. That's why I printed multiples of these parts. And for some reason, these square, completely normal calibration cubes are what shifted. But it looks like maybe these Z end stops did as well. But yeah. So, well, that's why I've mentioned a handful of times that I have multiple V0s worth of these things. Maybe a large prime tower could have worked. A large prime tower would work, but I wanted it to be something not wasteful. My thought was I would print these calibration cubes and I'd bring them to Rocky Mountain with me and just give them out to people. You know, or give them to Cookie Cat and let them give them out to people. Just to show them, like, the filament. Was my thought anyway. So, Sherpa frames. It's not a Sherpa frame. It's the Proto Extruder. So it's like a Sherpa, but it uses the HGX gears. So the larger knockoff LGX gears. Yeah, it's the Proto Extruder. I might replace that extruder, the mini stealth burner on the Cookie Cat machine with that this weekend. Undecided. Which slicer do you use? Orca slicer. Orca slicer. Yeah, I'll grab the... Dropping it in chat. Wait, no, that's Proto Extruder 1. I don't know how the heck to pronounce his name, but they just came out with a 2.0, and it's the new 2.0. So there we go. NH Chew. It's by them. So yeah, the HGX 2.0 is what it is. Okay. Where the heck does the wiring... Which wires go to what? Okay, so... Light blue, blue... I don't think these wire colors match what they're calling out here. Lovely. Frodo extruder. My voice is starting to... My voice is definitely straining a little bit, so... Me too. I just did mouse ears for the first time. I use mouse ears all the time. If mouse ears aren't being auto-generated in your print, up the angle. Under the mouse ear setting, there's like something angle. I think default is 125 degrees. Up it. If you turn it up, it'll put it onto like less sharp corners. So if you got a rounded corner, it won't generally put them there. But if you up the angle to like 150 degrees or something, it will. So. It defaults to a gap between the brim and the object. That's silly. Honestly, with how thick I print my first layers, usually it still merges pretty well. This cable doesn't retain in there too nicely. It's in there, but it's not super nice. Norton Tech, hello, welcome. All right, which cables go the frick to what? The lack of instructions is being lovely. Really lovely. Okay, I got red and black. Ay, ay, ay. I think I need the pinout off this wave share. Or wait, am I looking at that right? No. Your significant other walked in to the office and commented that she likes your workspace, said it looks nice and makes you feel happy. Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I guess that's what I'm going for. That's certainly a positive interpretation. I appreciate it. Oh, that's a different one. Wrong RP 2040. All right. Wave share. Products. Displays. It's calling out like pinouts on the wiring diagram, but they're not corresponding to what I have wire-wise, like wire colors and stuff, so it makes me happy too. Good. Glad to hear it. Happy manufacturing. What's this product called? The 24580. There we go. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. Battery holder, no. There we go. That's what I need. Welcome, happy manufacturing. All right, I think I found the diagram that I need. The lack of instructions here are not making this particularly easy. Let me see if I can... Yeah, there we go. I got it pulled up now, but it doesn't really... is that a CAD mouse? No, it's just a vertical mouse for repetitive stress injuries. Reducing repetitive stress injuries. So the wiring diagram doesn't correspond very well. I guess it does, but it doesn't. Well, I can figure out which wires are which now off of this. Anyway, so I need GPIO 16 and 17 as well as ADC and ground for the VOC sensor. Okay, which is going to be my middlemost. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need numbers 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, not back to that. Back to the workbench. Okay, so this is ground, so I got to start from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, there we go. In this case, it's orange, brown, black, and red. I'm going to twist those together and just throw a piece of tape on them for the second so that I can separate them effectively. Just to get them where they're going to go. So I don't want to put that together just yet. Okay. Throw a zip tie on the wires too to separate them a little more neatly. The Logitech M57 ball mouse, so a trackball is that. I've wanted to try like a 3D Connections mouse or something for some time. I don't know, I've never used one, but I also just don't want to spend the money and decide I don't like it. A couple of zip ties on this just to get it out of my way so it's separated and I know exactly. I'm not going to mix my wires back up. What do you think about the bamboo cable strain test? Not 12 million total flexes. You think that's a total of all of the testing? No idea. I have no idea. Thought you were going to break into a song. No singing here. I don't know. My only problem, they showed that whole robot thing testing the cables, but that didn't really test the cables the way that they are in application, because the robot arm that they tested on had a pivot to it. So the angle on the cable was changing as it pivoted back and forth. It's still putting a strain on the cable, absolutely. But the bed sliding back and forth would cause the cable to pivot more, I think. So, I mean, the setup, I don't know if the setup was janky. Like, if you're rapid prototyping a test fixture, that's kind of what a lot of the stuff at Persia looks like. Just get the job done stuff. I don't know. I'm going to install the new one. I think, honestly, the upgraded sleeving and the cable sleeving over it and the strain relief on it are going to make the difference. Premium printer company with that setup. Fair. They can pivot into adult toys. Oh, boy. Oh. Okay, so first wires are set aside there. Okay, what are our next connections? Gotta be Modbot's going live at 7:30. Modbot Daniel will be live at 7:30, working on his Mark IV build with Pooch. I don't want to overlap with them, so I think we got an hour and a half left yet. Yeah, hour and a half. I don't know if Steve's gonna be live tonight now that they're going live, because they got screwed up yesterday with power outage. What's the most questionable, interesting, or strange thing you've seen manufactured in your manufacturing experience? There's a link in the description, Jack. There should be a link in the description of this stream to the Nevermore Mini. There should be. Yeah, it is. It's there. Carrie, thank you for being here. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciated as always. Most questionable thing I've just seen some really shitty quality car parts out there. I've seen a lot of car parts in my time. I built custom cars. That's what I did. I saw a lot of car parts sold that I would not be proud putting my name on. I can't really think of any like particular. I remember I put a front suspension, not the worst necessarily, but the one that comes to mind. I put a front suspension in a 58 Corvette, C1, 58 Corvette. It was like a $5,000 suspension kit. It looked a few steps above your backyard race car build. It was not a $5,000 worth of quality build. Like, welds were somewhat incomplete. There were a lot of sharp corners. Nothing was deburred. The slag from the welds wasn't knocked off. Like the weld beads, it was MIG welded. No problem, Jack. I've seen a lot of that stuff where just like, how do I put this best? A lot of people have more confidence than I do with the products that they sell. And it's a like a SEMA car. Yeah, there's a lot of SEMA car stuff out there. What am I trying to say? What's that saying when you're better than you think you are? Whatever. Just, yeah, a lot of... I spend a lot of time around backyard race cars. There's some extreme sketch there. Yes, there is. Ego? No. No, not ego. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ego plays a part. Jack of all trades, Dunning-Kruger. No. I'm thinking of, like, when you... I mean that the reverse. I mean when you're actually better than you think you are. Imposter syndrome. So, like, for me... definitely suffer from a lot of imposter syndrome of like, the stuff I produce isn't good enough to sell or good enough to start a business selling this stuff based off of. But then I buy stuff from companies and I'm like, I could have done better than this. So I'm like, well, that person clearly felt no problem selling this product. And I'm over here being like, I can't sell this because it's not good enough. And I'm like, am I screwing myself here? You know? Don't know. I don't know. It's so hard with that stuff. That's like my wife, Ruby, you know, she's booked out months at a time with her tattoo business. A bit of a perfectionist, totally. You know, my wife she's booked out continually as a tattoo artist, but she suffers from it too, where she's constantly like, you know, I'm never going to book again, or like, am I good enough to open my own shop? And it's like, well, you got enough clients, yeah, but yeah. Is that imposter syndrome, or do you have higher standards? Column A, column B? Yeah? Okay, so our gray and our purple wires are going to the fan. RPM and PWM on the fan. Well, this fan only has RPM signal. So... guess we only need RPM, which is purple in my case. I guess that's it. It's a whole bunch of extra wires here, but don't seem like they're going to be doing anything in this project. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the video again to see what I'm missing. Cause I'm sure there's something. Alright. There is a USB-C power input on this thing. I think it's power and communication. To the Raspberry Pi, so this can be used as a sub MCU. So the kit came with a USB-C connection here. So it comes with this USB-C, 4-wire USB-C connection, so you know, USB 2. Same thing with CD Make stuff. Same thing with the prints you see on Etsy. Yeah, unfortunately that is true. Sometimes some of the stuff people sell on Etsy, I'm like, not for me. Okay, so this print here, I believe, is where this housing goes into for our USB-C connection. And where's the cables for? Or does... I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. Okay. Here's where instructions would be oh so helpful. If only this came with instructions. This is, like, I understand why Nevermore, like, Nevermore Micro can be, you know, 2 or 3 things, and it doesn't need to be particularly big in set of instructions. This I kind of feel like did need to be a fair bit. Because, like, this wiring diagram, I don't think shows... It doesn't show this transformer, which we need. Yay. And the CAD diagram doesn't show all this stuff, so... Yay. Alright. Our USB-C input comes up through the base. Feed all the wires through the base with this USB-C input. We got one cover here. Where's the other one? I printed both of these. Ah, shit. Did I misplace one of them? The one that holds the frickin'... Oh, nope. Here it is. Yeah, but it doesn't have a space for the USB input. I gotta look at the files again, see if something's wrong, because the part that they're showing printed is not the part that I have. Yay. Yeah, they must have updated the design from whenever this person put this video together, because it's totally different now. Alright, let's look back at the instructions real quick. What I need to do... is that centered well? It's well enough. I need to get the USB port in like that through one of the feet. But I think I need to remove the ears off of the mount that I'm working with. And it goes up through the base of this whole thing. So, confusing. Properly confusing. So I've got this piece, but mine has a much smaller inlet on it for where the wires can be. So clearly this isn't going to fit in there unless I take the ears off of it, which I think is what I'm supposed to do. I got to pop out the inbuilt support. Ay. There we go. Got it broken free with the box cutter. I know, X-Actos are handy. I have a good time with the box cutters. Do me pretty well for the most part. Okay, so to get that through there, I've got to trim off everything. Doesn't even look like the doesn't even look like the USB-C connection will fit through there. It's not big enough. Okay, am I missing something here? Like the jerry rig knife. You know, I've never really liked those kind of box cutters personally. I don't know. It's never been for me. I think it's because I worked construction sites with my dad for so long. I'm just used to these. But, I don't know. This opening isn't big enough. Just isn't. There's not really much I can do about that. It's like, I can't even see how I could force this. Off Sketchy Kid, thanks for stopping by. Hobo Banana, it's appreciated. Alright, so if these wires were to go through here, I just want to see like how much this would have to be modified at the minimum to work. So I don't think it's right. I'm gonna look on the GitHub real quick about this because this part just isn't great. I should be able to reprint this pretty quick if I can find the part I need. Nevermore on GitHub. Hybrid Robotics and Robot Overlord. Little suspicious that Hybrid Robotics and Robot Overlord show up at the same time. But, welcome to the stream. Hello. Complete basic build. I'm going to download this right now. Alright, I'm going to pull in the geometry that I just downloaded off of the GitHub. Geometry I just downloaded off the GitHub page. Nope, that's not right. That's the 4028 housing. Inexpensive Prince, welcome! Welcome, welcome. Don't mind me, just trying to find the parts of this project. Did you ever change the Neptune to Open Neptune? I started it. I started doing so. I'm filming a video about doing it. And I realized I have the wrong eMMC adapter to USB. I don't have the one for the MakerBase eMMCs. Hello, hello. I don't have the one for the MakerBase eMMCs, which leaves me up a creek. I had to order it off of AliExpress, which means I'm at the mercy of whenever it shows up from AliExpress. So, yeah. We will be getting that in there, but at the moment, I don't have it. Is it a pain? No. You just need to have the right tool for the job, is all. Okay, parts and mods. I will look in the files. Thank you. 3D printing. Thank you, thank you. Do I have... I don't think I have Filament loaded up. I'm going to heat up my X1 for a second. I'll print this on the X1. Get the X1 preheating. While we're waiting. And slice the design. Okay. Let's just jump into here. Grab file. 3D models. Nevermore. Mini. STL. Parts and mods. Lid options? No, base options, was it? Hello, hello. Connector covers. Okay. Pre-wired USB-C. Thank you. Okay. That makes way more sense. I missed that. Thank you. Just want to double check what these other ones look like. Okay, it's not this one. It's not that one. It's that one. Okay. That's what I needed to know. Boom. Support. I'll just put some mouse ears on that so it doesn't come off the bed. Speed. Slow it down a little bit because it's just one little part. Prusa came out awesome. Looks good back there. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with the way it turned out. I am happy with the way it turned out, and so far I'm pretty happy with the way it's running. Let's slow this down a fair bit. It's going to print fairly quick. Alright. Yeah. Less than 15 minutes. Cool. Okay. My consumption of 3D printing content has increased as I've not been able to print. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Thank you, Steven, for pointing out where to find the proper piece for that. Thank you. I'm going to grab the bed out of the X1. I can see some stuff's got to be cleaned off it. Some mouse ears. Mouse ears still stuck to it. The only thing I don't like about mouse ears, personally, is they fly when you scrape them off the bed. They go everywhere. Filament. All right. Right back. Alright. Proper filament loaded into the X1. I can send that to print now. Oh, Zombie Hedgehog, you became a member. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I missed that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Alright. Sliced, preview. Just want to double check speeds real quick. I think I can up cooling a little bit on this. Cooling. Well, I've already got it pretty good. That should be fine. Quality, speed. Dial back up the speed. And I want Hilbert curve on the top layer. I forgot about that. I have Hilbert curve on the top layer of the other piece. Happy memberships! Thank you! That's going to slow me down a little bit. Alright, print plate. And, alright. Off to the X1 it goes. I would print it on the 2.4, but it takes longer to swap filament on the 2.4 than it does to load filament into the AMS and walk away. So, positive bamboo. Alright, alright. Okay, what else can we do while we're waiting on that part? Gonna upgrade my Voron 1.8 to a Trident. Any suggestions or warnings? I bought the Waveshare screen. I'm going to try the stealth skirts. Awesome. The stealth skirts can be a little challenging to get the screws in, but I don't really have much else to say otherwise. I've never done a 1.8 to a Trident, so I can't say for sure. Use the Zombie Hedgehog. Use your bamboo for the most things now. Too convenient. Understandable. I honestly haven't been using my X1 much lately. It's all down to my 2.4 for the most part. But swapping out this cookie CAD filament would take a while. So, and I want to print more parts for the cookie CAD build. So we'll see how these turned out. Switch cameras. Here's the extruder housing. Did I just hear stealth skirts? We got Christian in the house. Anybody's not familiar there, Christian is the one who designed the stealth skirts that I remixed the Waveshare screen from. So the rest of the design, all of them. So I think that looks pretty good. Oop, let's get to the middle of the screen a little bit. You can actually see what I'm looking at. Yeah. That's a pretty good look. As I keep popping it apart. But, yeah. And I think that's going to be the extruder in the cookie CAD build. I'm really happy with the color transition. I will tell you something. I cheated like hell on these parts. I cheated since I printed a couple new pieces for the Cookie Cat build, and I've been cheating the last day or so by cutting off big swaths of the filament. So, yeah, trying to force the color transition quicker. So I've been like pausing at a certain point, pulling off a few meters of filament, and then snipping it, feeding it back in, and then restarting the print so the color transition happens quicker. I have a plan for how I'm going to use that. I don't want to get into it just yet, but I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I think there's a way that I might be able to use that to make a multicolor object. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, I've never tried one of the mixing heads. I have not. Well, I have. I have tried one of the mixing heads before. I have a, not mixing, 2-into-1. I have a Fadus Tai Chi, and I never had any luck with it. Getting ramming and tip shaping right, such a pain. Such a pain. I never had any luck with that. Okay. What else do I need to wire up while I'm waiting on this? I got to put in the Wagos for the fan wiring, I think. I think the Wagos for the fan wiring fit into this main support piece here. It's main like support body. Do these? Looks like I gotta put a heat press insert in this base in the bottom of it. I think. Yeah. 2 heat press inserts in the bottom of this. Ah, shit. My soldering iron's still hot. It's the one of multiple problems of using the same soldering iron for soldering and heat press inserts. Someday, I will learn to stop doing that. Okay. Someday I'll learn to stop doing that. I've got a whole soldering iron set up. I just need to put it together for the error. Just get another wand. Yeah. Question for the group. For the skirt fans, can I use a fan splitter for them? Yes, you can. I have some here somewhere. I think I cleaned up a little bit today, and I think I put them away. TS100 does an auto shut off when not used for a while. The WE1010 auto shuts off, but it only goes down to like 150 or something. I think I could set it so it would auto shut off all the way, but it goes down to like 150 or 180 and just sits there. So it like reduces temperature, but it doesn't go all the way down. It's a little weird. But yes, you can use a fan splitter. I've got PCB fan splitters that I am going to use on the Trident build. I'm just going to use the soldering tip to insert these. It works. All right. Soldering tip did the job. Yeah. As long as you're not using some crazy, like, high power draw fans, that should be perfectly fine. Typical fans, you're fine to use a splitter or a splitter PCB. The LDO kits come with splitter PCBs for that purpose. So you only run one fan wire to the 2 chassis chamber fans. Okay, this kit did not come with enough heat press inserts, or I've put too many heat press inserts in. I'm short by 2. So I think it didn't come with enough for the base, because the base trim pieces use fans, or heat press inserts. You built one of the heat press insert tools, but I rarely use it. I have everything here to build one. Adam from Vector 3D sent me a full kit to put together his VLMP. Like the soldering iron for it's right here. I keep forgetting. It's not that I keep forgetting. It's that I don't take the time, because I'm like, well, if I have time to put that together, I have time to work on a machine build. Ah, shit. Okay. I can't use the soldering tip on these ones because it'll go too far down in. So I'm going to get a sponge wet. Water? Sponge? And back in there you go, and cool off rapidly. Give that a second. Noctua fangers, you run at pretty low amps. Yeah, they do. .5 volt Noctua, 60 millimeter. .26 amp. 0.26 amp for a 5 volt version, so you're probably like 0.1 amp for a 12 volt or a 24 volt or 12 volt version. All my 12 volt versions are in my 2.4, so. Okay. Still smoking a little bit. That's probably going to be a little dangerous to change. I have 60 millimeter ones the you use in the skirt. Yes. The skirt fans are 60 millimeters on a Voron. CD makes stuff. Did I ever take my Christmas lights down? Nope, they're still up. I just changed the colors depending on the season. Ruby wants to do the same thing. She really likes them. And she wants me to like print some more appropriate like year-round colors for them. Maybe like a different shape bulb too. So if you release some different shape bulbs, like covers or something instead of like the Christmas light one, yeah. If anybody saw my video about Christmas lights, CD makes stuff, made them. Upright until you move. Yeah, pretty much. They will be. At this point, they're just going to stay there. Of all the things I got to do, not messing with that. Okay, it's a lot easier to send a print to the Bamboo X1, but it still hasn't actually started printing yet. Bed leveling and freaking checking, input shaper vibration beforehand, and it looks like it's just now about to lay down a prime line. And I don't even do calibration. What do you call it? The pressure advanced calibration grid. I don't do that, so that's less time. Okay, now I can push these in. Domino, you're fine. Dog's at my feet begging. You gotta wait till stream's over, kid. Or go ask your mom. Working on more bulb designs. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Why would I need a fan? Screw in that. That's weird. Okay. There's a space in here to put more screws in, but I don't know why I would want or need to. Or more inserts in. I got nothing. Look forward to seeing what bulbs you come out with then. Okay, the part we need is printing on the X1 right now. Interested in how loud this is. Yeah. If I have to splice to the wires, maybe I'll fire up the fan real quick. I think I'm going to have to cut off the connector on the wires and mess with that. I'm just trying to figure out. They don't show in the diagram where the heck the transformer goes. Where's the supervisor at? She is snoozing. Get the cat cam angle after I fire it back up. Keeps going to sleep. Like her. Nope, wrong cam. Yeah, no, that's the right camera. It's just... Let me turn it off and on again. There we go. There she is. Snoozing away. Snoozing away. Whole couch to herself. So, soon we'll get a gene cam going. Get a gene cam going soon. Okay, so this goes on here. That's simple. But where do the Wagos go? Comfy Wumpy. Yep, whole couch to herself. Okay, so the Wagos go up inside of here. Ay, ay, ay. This would be done by now if there were actually any instructions. I understand instructions are hard. So, especially as a project is evolving, it makes sense. I get it. I do. Okay, yeah, where does the USB-C connection come in to... There's this flat ribbon cable USB-C. It's Jean like Jean Grey. Yes, it is Jean like Jean Grey. Her name is Jean Grey. Yeah, the Wagos go mount in the back side here. I get that, but I'm mostly worrying about the wiring for them. So they mount pressed into this back panel. That's straightforward. That's plenty straightforward. Well, whatever. The character... Okay, so Jean the cat, the physical cat, is named Jean Grey. Spell that Jean. The character Jean that I'm going to have, the animated cat, the one that's in the logo back there, is Gene, G-N-E. Or G-E-N-E. I can spell. Yeah, so that one's the Jean way, like Gene Hackman, and then Jean is Jean Grey. Yes. Don't worry, it's confusing. Okay, so the Wagos go back there. Where the fuck? Wait, I'm on the Discord. Let me see if there's better information on the Discord. I just thought of that. Let me look on the Discord. Like the cow on Fringe. Gene. Yeah, I haven't watched that in forever. I'm probably due for a rewatch in that, right? Discord's too new. I miss IRC. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. What are they calling it? It's not the transformer in their BO in the bomb. Where's the bomb? Okay. The transformer, they're calling it a buck. I don't really know that it's necessarily a buck converter, as it's a step up. Where the heck do they have you wiring the buck converter in? Boost converter then, yeah. Ba 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 ba. How's it going? I've hit the point where I'm kind of like, what's going on here? So, amazing. Need a voltage up regulator. I've used this one successfully. Going through Discord looking for anybody who's put this together to figure out what the heck they're doing. I'm confused by a handful of things here. By the way this is put together. How do they run the wires to the wave share and wire the USB input on the wave share? Do they not? We're pretty conveniently skipping that. Oh. Where are my instructions out here? Yeah. This video completely skips how you actually wire up to the wave share screen. It shows drawing 4 wires up from the USB connection, and then that's it. They just disappear and don't talk about it again. Ay. My frustration, it runs high. Okay, I'm supposed to use a Wago to get power to the USB-C port on the bottom of the thing. So I need one of the 3-position Wagos needs to be for the 5-volt incoming voltage. One of the 3 positions needs to be for ground. And then there's a 2-position one left. That must be... I don't know. Ay. Sorry, this is probably a kind of... Oh, wait, there's another 3-position one. I'd really hoped this would go smoother so we could frickin' point to this to help people, but this is not feeling helpful. I don't know. Okay, so this step up... V1, ground, and V0 on it. Well, what the heck is V1 your output or your input? It looks like a 1, not an I. I guess I could jump. Aaron, welcome. I could send power to this with my power supply. See what happens. Makes it a realistic build. It's realistic, alright. Realistically frustrating. I just wish this came with a 5-volt fan. If it came with a 5-volt fan, it wouldn't need that. The Rick, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. We will see you later. Got the new part printed off the X1. Oh, something I did not realize till right now. And this definitely changes things. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Currently, the advanced version that I'm building with the screen and all of that, I'm reading this off Discord. It was posted a month ago. Currently, the screen version that I'm building does not connect to Clipper. I thought it connected as an MCU, and then you can control it as an additional MCU to power and turn off your Nevermore, etc. That is not correct. So, crap. Currently, this is standalone because it is not implemented to control, I guess, effectively with, well, reading it off the Discord here. It's a port of the Stealth Max controller firmware that does connect to Clipper and mainsail, but the Stealth Max connects over Bluetooth, and there's unfortunately no USB or wired connection. It's not an ESP32 screen, it's an RP2040 screen. And this doesn't have Bluetooth or wireless on it. You've got a wire to it. And the firmware that runs on this is not currently set up for wired connection. Because I was trying to figure out, I'm like, how do I wire it? Nobody's saying in here, how do you wire to the USB port and then get connection to your MCU or whatever. I was like, that seems like a glaring thing. Well, that's because it's not how it is. Having been printing tons of ASA for over a month now, will these help the soot buildup in the enclosure? Yes. You can't install Clipper on it. Yes, you can. It runs Clipper, but the only way to control it is through the touchscreen on here. It needs Wi-Fi to connect to mainsail. Yes, it needs either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to connect to mainsail. This board, this screen has neither. It would have been smarter to run like a Konami, an ESP32 screen, I would think. But that's not what it's set up for. So I think we're going to abandon this portion of it. I think I'm going to just wire the fan up. I think that's what we're doing. And I'm gonna hold off on this until they update things so that this can be, like, Clipper needs to be updated effectively. And, you know, asking the Clipper devs to update Clipper just to support this. So it's gonna run stupid. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it is. It is unfortunate. So, that said, I just printed that part for no reason. Oh well. Time to pick up your daughter. See ya, John. Thanks for being here. Okay, so that makes my life a lot easier. I know what to do now. So, it does stink. But yeah, I'm reading it on the Discord for this thing. It's a smart standalone filter for now. Yes, the RP2040 can read and it can display all the readings. So like the RP2040 can read the sensors and it can control everything, but I'm going to have to reach into the machine and touch the screen when I want to turn it on, turn the fan up, turn the fan down. I don't want to do that. I would far rather set up just like I have the macros set up on my 2.4. When I'm starting to preheat for a print, I toggle on the fan in my Nevermore and start the chamber circulating air to start heating it up. And yeah, that's what I want. So for right now, I'm just going to wire this stupid. Now, what I'm about to do, because this is designed to have Wago mounts in here, that's actually a huge bonus for me. Because what I'm about to do will be totally reversible. Like, when they get that updated to be functional, we'll do another stream. And we'll get it set up the way it needs to be set up. And I'll research it a bit better before we start the stream. But for right now, we can't. So, that means I can fire up the fan real quick for you folks so you can hear it. Depin this connector. But that said, for right now, if that's a problem for you, the link in the description to the AliExpress listing, surely you could turn it on and off by reading the voltage of fan port on the board and have Clipper control it thinking it's just a fan. Well, that's what I'm going to do with just the fan. Could you put a Konami in it for the time being? The firmware would have to be set up to take the I2C signal off of the VOC sensor. Somebody would have to make firmware to make that happen. I'm not a programmer, so don't have to spend money today anyway. Oh, don't have to spend money today. There is a basic kit in the description. That same AliExpress listing has the basic kit without the RP2040 screen. So without the screen, you can get that. Real quick, I'm going to slice the cover that is for use without the screen. Regular lid. Import geometry. Boom. Cool. Now slice. I'll change color at a certain height. So yeah, there's a basic kit in there, but it doesn't come with the RP2040 screen, so it'll be cheaper. Gets you the hardware, the wiring, and the fan. So that's how you would wire it to work it without Clipper support. Yeah, a bit over my head, unfortunately. Change to Filament 1. Which I want to be bloop, bloop, gray, blue, not top layer. I want the bottom layer to be Hilbert curve. Is anyone else's description for the stream still the Trident build? Yeah, I didn't update it, Bearded Bucket. I only updated the links in the description. I didn't update what we were actually doing, because this part is for the Trident, so it is kind of part of a Trident series. And I didn't take the time to fully update it before the stream. So thanks for calling me out. Okay. Let me look at the colors here. Filament. Wait. No. Damn it. Let me switch that back. Blue. Gray. Slice. Didn't see the links. I'm just giving you crap. Like, yeah, you're right. That is what is happening. It's still the same one. All right, does that change color like I wanted to? I just wanted to change it height. Fuzzy Tomato Head, welcome. There we go. Yeah, most of my streams I just recreate off of the last stream. I just forgot to update the what did you miss? Anything exciting? We figured out that the way I'm putting this together, the machine what I'm putting together is not going to work. Kinda. Okay. I am going to send the new cover to print on the X1. Luckily, the X1 can do the color change for me while we're running here. And we can just get this together without the smart controller for now. So I'm just going to run it stupid, which is fine with me. Honestly, I was actually kind of running into a problem where I'm running out of USB ports on the Trident build. So throw this back in the machine quick. All right. Okay, I can send that to print. I just have it doing a color change at a certain height just so I can get the letters to be the dark gray, and then the face will be the blue of the build. Why are you not going? Slice plate. Print plate. Yep, that's what I want. Okay. Now, this is easy. Now this is easy. I just got to de-pin the connector off this fan. And terminate these wires into the Wagos. Run a couple lengths of wire out of the bottom of this thing so that I can wire to the main board, the Leviathan board that I'm going to be running in the machine. I might as well, how much time we got left? Another half hour. A little over half an hour till Modbot goes live. All right, I'm gonna fire this fan up real quick so you folks can hear it. I'm gonna hook it up to my power supply on my benchtop here. And let's see what this 12 volt 4028 that comes in that kit sounds like. Get the microphone closer. Change camera angle. Fire up power supply. Do you have an Octopus Max EZ? I have one. I was going to use it in my next 2.4 build, but then I got a Kraken. I really like a lot of things about that board. Dialing in 12 volts. And let's power this thing. This is in my way. Ground. And power. I mean, it's not quiet. God, that's moving some air. That is moving some air. Seems like there's less support than older models. I mean, there's gonna be. The Octopus 9EZ has been around for a couple of years at this point. There's going to be more support for that. But there should be all the support you need. I mean, all the documentation from Big Tree Tech is there to wire it up, to set it up how you need. I like that it has 3-pin fan ports on it. I think it even has, does it have 4-pin fan ports for very little docks on that board? From my research, it seemed fine, documentation wise, but I could be wrong. You're definitely going to find a lot more instructions about putting it into various setups. Yeah, you can also, so like I was going to use it in my Voron 2.4. Well, I think this is it. Yeah, Octopus Max EZ. So it's been done to death. Well, understandable. I don't like crossing over with my friends. And also my voice is really straining today. So yeah, here's the board. Octopus Max EZ, but yeah, you've got like a couple of 4-pin fan headers. At least one of them set up for supplying enough power for like water cooling. I like the board layout. I wanted to run this in my 2.4 build, my next 2.4 build, but are you recording? Why are you recording? Anyway, I wanted to run this in my next 2.4 build, but then I got the Kraken board, so I'm gonna run the Kraken in it because why not? Micro Center has them on sale. Thinking about grabbing one. Oh, okay. $69? Yeah, that's a pretty darn good price. What do you think about Mellow boards? Mellow makes nice hardware. Their documentation is terrible. Every time I've tried to use Mellow products, I end up cursing at the documentation for the entire time. And then I end up having to look at like 5 different sources, jump on their Discord, their Facebook group, their GitHub, look at Team Gloomy's website, and all of that just to find the same amount of information that is in the Big Tree Tech GitHub. So yeah. I don't blame you, Jack. I don't. I get what you're saying. I do. That's why when Prusa reached out to me about the Mark IV and they offered to send me the pre-assembled one, I was like, yeah, let's just go with pre-assembled. I don't need to build it. I don't need to build it. Okay. Strip these a little bit. I don't see my better strippers at the moment. These wires are like 26. I only have my 24 gauge strippers at the moment. Yeah. Strippers I have only go up down to 24. Started printing the hex shroud, but I keep screwing up. My main filament for it won't stick. Well, that's definitely a big concern when you're trying to print that. Getting a good first layer and dialing that in is definitely going to be a big factor. Have you heard of the cartographer? Yep, I have one here somewhere. Well, I know where it is, but I'm gonna try it on my Mercury 1. It's a clone of the beacon probe, which the beacon probe does that bed sweep scanning. Using the wrong tool for the job. Steve's 2.4 build was exciting too, doing the clip paint shake and tune. I need to do that on mine. We'll be getting that on my 2.4 in the not too distant future. I actually just got Vitaly just hooked it up for that. For the other 2.4 build, or my main 2.4, that one, when I do a revamp of it, he sent over CNC carriage, so one of Vitaly's 6mm CNC carriages for it, and then his new beta version of his new XY carriage setup, which bolts together. So I'm gonna try it out on that machine, on that build. Still waiting on the 9mm. He's having machining trouble, unfortunately, with that. Since that's a new design. He's having to write a whole new program for it. So. But I do have the parts for that one now. So yeah. Sometime soon, I can't justify tearing it down at the moment because it's the machine I use the most right now. But sometime soon, we'll tear that machine down, give it a revamp. Probably some new belts, those new parts you just saw. Check over everything, because we'll do a before input shaper graph, because the input shaper graph on that thing is horrendous. And then we'll probably run Clipane, shake and tune, and like give it a good shakedown and figure out what's what. Okay, so these I'm going to wire into the Wagos. These wires for power, ground, etc. Gotta run! Alright. We'll be here for at least another 15 minutes, Fuzzy Tomato Head. So. See you when you get back. Alright. So I got my power into there. I want to put in my RPM signal. Into another Wago. Which honestly, RPM signal should probably be in the single Wago. In the 2-position Wago. I'm going to put the power into a 3-position. So if I need, I can jump off more power here. Ground into 1. Alright. Those are in there pretty good. The power could go in deeper. I don't know if I stripped it right length or not. Okay. And now tack signal will go into one of these. I also ordered today, for the Trident build, I ordered today tiny fan PCB. Tiny fan PCB. that I'm going to run. That's why I was saying I'm running out of USB ports. All right, now I can stick these into this carriage piece here. There's these Wago holders in the back of this. So these can just plop down in here. How do these sit in there? Is that it? Where's the little nubbin? Ah, there it is. There's little nubbins in there that got to grab on it, and not really doing that. Oh, I'm doing it backwards. That's why. Duh. That way. Okay. Power, ground, and tack signal. I'll spin this around. Oh, that didn't hold on very nicely. Put the power and ground in first. There. Does that impede your ability to flip the Wago? It does, so I have to wire those before putting them in there. Okay, I need wire. Ooh, this is single conductor. I don't even know why I have that. Garbage, garbage. And all I've got left in this one is red, which is fine for the power. Fine for my power. All right. But yeah, I ordered a tiny fan PCB today because the Leviathan board... Now, don't get me wrong here. The Trident is running a lot of fans. So the Leviathan board only has 4 fan headers, I think. The Leviathan board we're going to be running in here has... Yeah, 4 fan headers, fan 0 through fan 3. So it's got 4 fan headers that can be either 12 volt or 24 volt, but not 5 volt. I've got a couple of 5 volt fans in this build, I think. I gotta look, I forgot. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got at least 6 fans that I need to run. Pairs of fans. At least a couple of those are pairs. The 2 auxiliary part coolings, the 2 motor cooling fans, the Nevermore fan, the mainboard cooling fan, and the 2 chamber fans. And the auxiliary part cooling fans are 4-wire.
Here's some information.
I don't care. The auxiliary part cooling fans are 4-wire. And I was going to have to lose one because this only supports 3-wire fans. So I would get tack signal, but I wouldn't get PWM. With the tiny fan PCB, I can wire up the 4-wire fans properly, the way they're supposed to be, and get full control out of them. I can wire up my individual motor cooling fans. Honestly, I can run most of my fans to that, and I probably will run most of them to that, because I can. And then just have that be my fan control, and let the Leviathan control the mainboard fans, probably, is pretty much it. Maybe the Nevermore fan, I don't know. But ordered up one of those from Fabrico today, which, unfortunately, I didn't plan for that in the build. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I did not plan a spot for that in my electronics bay that I already laid out. I should have. So, best laid plans. Always something going wrong. Something has to be redone, changed later on. Okay. That goes in there. Now I need a ground wire. These are done. All right. Black 22 gauge. Hi. Match my wire length. I have 8 fans in my bit off topic, but anybody watching WrestleMania this weekend? I haven't watched WrestleMania since I was a kid. Not my thing. Not my jam. Haha. If I'm following you right, then you could get away without PWM for this in the way that I mentioned and implement PWM, the MCU in the Nevermore. I just don't know how. I mean, I guess I could bypass the RP2040 and only use the RP2040 screen for the sensor. I could do that. So that the RP2040, the only thing it would do, the screen, the only thing it would do is read the sensor and not control the fan. And then I could bypass that and run the fan the way I'm wiring it up now. I could do that. I have to run an additional 5-volt wire for the RP, for the wave share screen, but that's doable. I don't know why today's stream is being so harsh on my voice. Is the HEPA proprietary or unique to the Nevermore? No. It's just a super generic HEPA. That sounds feasible. Yeah, that does sound feasible. That does sound like it's probably reasonable for me to do. It's just super generic. So it does sound reasonable. I might have to think about that. I could always rewire this later too, or not. Strip gauge. All right. Into the ground lug you go. The ground Wago, I mean. How would I do that? Because I got to bypass. I just need to send 5-volt into here. And that's it. Alright. My tack wire signal. I need to strip a little more of this, I think. It's not stripped far enough. Yeah, a little more. So, I could, well, no. I was about to say I could share ground. I could just run, I could just add another wire for 5-volt and share ground between the fan and the wave share screen. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that solution, but it's a solution, you know? It's a solution I think I'm okay with. Alright. You go in here. Now I need white. I do have white. Alright. I need white for my tack signal. Back to the board. All right. Kind of doing it dirty here as I'm just like guessing lengths for these wires, which I really shouldn't be doing if I want to do a neat job, but here we are. All right. Tack signal Wago connection. Tack signal Wago connections in there. Now I need to run a power and ground. Anybody working on their machine on their projects while watching? Good question. Okay, so I need to run power and ground to get to the wave share. But the wave share gets power and ground through a USB connection. I think I might grab a random USB-C cable and strip it back. A random super cheap USB cable is going to be the best way I can do this. Wiring harness for the black box. Cool. Wow, there's like no room for wires to travel through there. Holy shit. How the heck do they expect me to wire through that? I've got 3 22 gauge wires I don't think are going to fit through here. Thought about running a toolhead setup like 24/7 printing since I'm going with dual auxiliary part cooling. The Armchair Engineering team has a toolhead like that. They do have a toolhead like that. No. I'm worried it wouldn't be enough. And I don't... Here's the thing. The auxiliary part cooling is... The auxiliary part cooling... Oh, Doom became a member. Thank you for becoming a channel member, Doom. The auxiliary part cooling on this setup is supplemental. From day to day, I don't expect to run the auxiliary part cooling on a regular basis. It's there for when I really need to push things faster. So on a day-to-day basis, I'll run the part cooling just on the toolhead probably for the like slower printing. So yeah. Do I have anything smaller? I know I just ordered in smaller wire, but 24 gauge. Yeah, the wiring channel that they put in here is so small that even fitting 4 wires through it is a challenge. So with me trying to fit... Yeah, I'm just going to put this together with what I got for the moment. And trying to fit frickin' spaghetti wires through here is going to be a nightmare. Ay. How tight does this fit in here once these are on? Tight. Tight. I'm just looking like, here's how the cartridge fits on the side of this. It kind of snaps into a little keeper down at the bottom. A little lug. There's no room for wiring to pass through anywhere. The wiring pass through is a tiny little slit right there and a tiny little passage up in the base. Up here. Ay. I might drill a hole in the back of this here to pass my wires through. I think I have to. For now. I think I'm going to have to. Right about there. I don't know what else to do. The wiring pass-through is too small. Wilmar and Donut Cat. Thank you for becoming channel members. Much appreciated. All robots printing away and packing orders. Awesome. First Voron. Aaron, is that what you're working on? Somebody else mentioned? Notch it. Well, there's nowhere to really notch. I could notch the cartridge, but the cartridge, the area I would be notching for it was where the cartridge is. And also the HEPA filter wraps around this, so I have to not interfere with that. So I kind of have to drill a hole back here inside the area where the HEPA filter will be. So I'm just going to do that for now. because these 22 gauge wires that I ran for the fan are just too thick to get through that passage. Passage just doesn't have enough space for anything more than the 4 like 24 gauge wires that are on this connection, and even that is tight. Okay, quick drill. I will almost certainly end up remixing this part and providing myself a different path, but for right now, this is what we're doing. And this time I am certain that I should be drilling this, at least for what I'm trying to do. All right. Very nice, everyone. Yes, thank you very much. Maybe it's made to embed wires while you're printing. I mean, that could be. That's odd, but could be. I'm gonna hog this out a little bit. I'll almost certainly end up either taping or hot gluing that hole shut so it doesn't affect the airflow. But for right now, at least to get the wires through. Don't mind me just drilling next to a bunch of wires. Is that big enough? Doesn't really look it. I mean, this is the stuff you run into. It's a beta, like I said. This design is not finalized. It's not release version yet, and this is the stuff you run into when you're dealing with beta stuff. Okay, so these wires can pass through the back of this housing now. I can lower the desk a little bit. Okay. I think I could still fit a couple wires to power the RPi, the RP2040 through there. Ugh, I had a rat's nest on the front. Damn it. Tied itself into a knot. Let's straighten this out a little bit before I can pull it through there. There we go. It was not watching live. Oh. That happens. That happens. Okay. Now, I've got those up in there. I'm going to leave a bit of excess in there. Zip tie or two onto those. Just to hold them. I'm trying to think about this now. I don't see any reason. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Nope. Mike's in the shot. Okay. So I need to get, for the fan, the 12 volt fan, I need 12 volt power. I need to ground it. And I have RPM signal. I've got those 3 wires run through here now. I'm fairly sure I can share ground for the wave share screen and just send 5 volts into this. So I only need to add 1 more wire to set this up. Am I thinking about that right? I'm thinking about that right. I'm going to wire the 3 wires for the fan to a fan header on the board. And that ground is not ground controlled, is it? Or are they ground controlled? Are they pulse ground? I forget. The ground is the PWM. Okay. That's where I was getting lost. I think you're right. I think the ground is PWM. Or is it? Wait, no. I forget. Okay, so Ground is usually PWM, yeah. Some Voron are... I forget how I have my zero wired up, and the back panel's on it right now. Otherwise, you would need multiple power sources. Well, I'll just run 2 wires. I'll just run 2 wires. Be safe. Just do safe. I'm going to have a 5-volt power supply in here. I pretty much figured out I think I need to add a 5-volt power supply for the tiny fan board. For the tiny fan board. So, is what it is. So I will run power and ground. Ground is PWM. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Or, well, I got confused. And I believe you are correct. Okay. No, I don't want this. I want... 24 gauge. You are 24 gauge, aren't you? Yes, 24 gauge. Okay. I will run yellow for the power. Yeah, I could share an end stop ground. I get what you're saying. You just need a separate pin for PWM. Yeah, you're right, but that's... if it was a four-wire fan, that would work. It's not a 4-wire fan. The fan... The board uses the ground circuit of the fan port on a 3-wire or a 2-wire fan to pulse for PWM. That's how, like, 2-wire and 3-wire PWM fans work. It just chops voltage. 4-wire fans that have a dedicated PWM signal just run power ground. That would be no problem. So there I could do it, but I only have a 3-wire fan in here. So I think I'm understanding you right, Hybrid Robotics. What you're getting at there. But the way this works, I think the others are correct that I got to go about it this way. Okay, I'm going to feed in my new power and ground wire for the wave share screen through here. These things are crammed in here and filling out the... crammed in here and filling out this hole. I won't need to seal it. Okay, there's my new power and ground for the proper designs don't use anything ground for anything but ground and VCC. I get that, but that's not the way that most 3D printer mainboards are operating currently. 3-pin and 4-pin fans are becoming a thing, and I really hope they get adopted regularly now. Bamboo does it. I mean, the fans I'm running for auxiliary part cooling fans are going to be Bamboo fans, but yeah. I think I should run a USB-C cable for this. Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking about this dumb. Am I being dumb? I can run a USB-C cable into here. And then... I think I could run a USB-C cable. Chris Topher, 3-wire fans like you have are not controlled via PWM. It's ground only. That's why I put PWM in quotation marks. What's happening on majority of 3D printer mainboards is that they are using a MOSFET to cycle, to pulse the ground signal to reduce voltage. So if you pulse your power circuit, power ground, it will step your voltage. It's a dirty way of creating PWM. It's a dirty way of creating PWM. It gets the job done. It's the way fans are wired on 3D printers. I guarantee you, you look at your 3D printer, that's the way it's wired. It's dirty. Ruby just popped in. We should be wrapping up by now. Whether it's right or wrong, that is standard for 3D printing. Okay, I'm just going to slap this together so you folks can see it, so we can get this done. I will revisit this, getting the power supply or whatever working in here. Power supply, the board working in here at a later point. Why is it dirty? Because it's not as fine a control, and it creates, as Hybrid was saying there, it creates power control issues, and also most fans, like 2-wire fans, aren't intended to be run that way. So you'll very commonly find fans like that make noise. Like, it's very common, your part cooling fan, like if you buy a cheap or GDS Time or a fan like that, and you turn it down to 25% part cooling, it might make an awful, like, screeching noise or like a weird pulsing noise because the chopping of the voltage is cutting down the voltage so much that it gets really messy. And the fan was never designed to handle that. So, best way I can explain it. When all is said and done, it's wrong and you can't change that. I'm not disagreeing with you, Hybrid Robotics. I'm not. I get what you're saying. I definitely do. It's what we've got. It's the way it's run. What's the difference controlling the V positive and not the V negative? I don't know what the difference is, honestly. Not an electrical engineer. Okay, so there's our... Bring the table down a little more. There's our fan housing on the top there. Now there's these little spring clippy dudes for the... these little spring clippy dudes. So they are another weird design for the Nevermore team. It's a print in place. Because cheaper. That's fair. That's the reason. Almost certainly. Okay. So this clips into here. And that closes off the carbon filter section. It gets a piece of filament through the end of here. I got a little piece of filament right here. Is that... Bloop. Little piece of filament in here from the cookie CAD build to get it through that hinge. Oof, that's a tight fit. Tight fit. Okay, I think that's in there enough that I can now hinge this. Cool. Cut that flush. And I gotta put a couple magnets in here quick, but I didn't glue them in the top. I'm not going to right now. Racing Cookie Cat ABS. I know, a precious commodity. Okay, there's that. And then I'll just show you. So at least we can see this thing somewhat assembled before the stream's over. And then this cover goes on here. Bloop. Now, you can see some print quality issues on this cartridge over here. The cartridge magnetizes into here with a couple of magnets glued in up there. There's some print quality issues on this one, especially because the way this prints on the bed is like this. It's got this little foot here, and it prints on the bed like this. And I think between the thinness of the walls here, this has pretty thin walls, and then I think it just got a little wiggly as it got up in print height. You can see the artifacts there where the layer times are varied coming around here. I've really got to tune input shaping on my 2.4. It's getting, I think it's getting worse. But there's that. So, and the HEPA filter wraps around like this. So then the air gets drawn through the charcoal in the cartridge and then through the HEPA filter and then blows out the top. All right. I guess we're going to wrap up for this one, folks. I got to go make dinner and hang out with the wife. I will probably finish this off stream and I will post about what I find or how I end up correcting this for my own sake. But finished my printed enclosure. Time to say bye. All right. All right, folks. That's what we're going to call it for tonight. So the way I am going to set it up now that I've thought about it some more is that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a connection to here to the WaveShare screen. So the WaveShare screen will still be powered and it'll still be able to read the VOC sensor, but it won't be able to control the fan. The fan will be controlled by the main board. So it'll be a smart dumb setup. That's what we're going to run for now. All right, folks, I got to call it for today. Thank you all for being here, for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Especially thank you those who decided to join up as channel members. It is greatly appreciated. Let's step up exposure on this a hair. And I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. And I will catch you in the next one. I think the next one's probably going to be Sunday morning. And we'll probably be back to work on the Cookie CAD V0 if getting the white frame in there goes smoothly. So thank you folks for being here. I appreciate it. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Not what I wanted to do. That's the camera angle I wanted. The Gene angle.